Hi everyone, welcome to my next video. I'm still in the same park. It's such a beautiful day and I found this picnic table in the shade. It's just perfect. And I missed a question, another one from You Asked I'm Answering. And I love all your questions because I want to give so much back after I've experienced so much ugliness in the world throughout my life. And it almost broke me. I got close, but it didn't. And I'm still here, and I'm still here to talk about it. And I'm better than ever. And I think I'm who I was always supposed to be. I'll put it that way. Or who I wasn't, but am now. I hope that makes even more sense. This question was another excellent question. And this is a person who has some things that they're trying to sort out. And their question was how to get rid of the baggage inflicted by others. And again, this is just me, just my thoughts. I'm no professional. Therapists might disagree, and I believe this person is seeing one. And I have a comment about therapists in this. I did see a couple, years and years ago, 1990, something like that, and then another one a little more recent. And I'm not finding fault with what therapy is all about. I believe there are many therapists who chose that career to help others. But for me, this is why I had a problem with it. And I didn't realize it at the time, but constantly mulling over the past was incredibly depressing to me. And apparently, the theme behind talking about it was hopefully getting it out of my system. Well, it didn't, because seeing a therapist twice a week would keep me stuck in that doom and gloom mindset. Give me even more. This lady is still on the phone, the lady that was on the phone before. And she's out in the woods, so her voice is really carrying. But I'm going to ignore her. Dwelling on the past is not a good thing unless you're looking at it to gain insight. And dwelling on the past just for the mere purpose of rehashing it, to me it's like being stuck in a mud puddle. If you keep walking in the mud, you're not going to learn how to get out. And I don't know how therapists are today, but what I needed back then and what would have hugely impacted my life would have been someone to hear me out for, I don't know, for a little while, maybe 2 or 3 sessions, and then say, okay, here's what we're going to look at moving forward. And just like turning around, instead of looking backwards, I would have been looking forwards, because I didn't know what to do. I was stuck. I was stuck with confusion, with depression, with anxiety, with my inability to sort out my own thoughts. And I wanted to move forward, but I didn't have a clue how. Now, how would I have benefited from a different sort of therapy? Here's what I would have told myself, or wished a therapist would have told me. First of all, I was talking a lot about my miserable marriage, and it would have benefited my therapy greatly had my husband been included in that therapy. What was working against me was he was a very successful man, greatly admired, very popular, very intelligent, very wealthy. And here was me, struggling with an okay job, but not nearly enough as educated or successful as him. So right out of the gate, who looks the worse off? Me. And he wasn't showing any signs of emotional turmoil. He was doing great. I was the one who was struggling. Well, had that husband joined the therapy, it might have clued my therapist in with what was really going on in terms of the dynamics in my life, and that I was in an emotionally abusive relationship. And so to sort out my life, the first step would have been to either resolve it or get out of it. And that's what I think could have greatly helped me in my past. But I ultimately figured that out on my own, but it did take a very long time. Now, how to get rid of the baggage inflicted by others. And I like how you're calling it baggage, because let's talk about baggage. Let's talk about carrying a heavy suitcase that is wearing you out, that is dragging you down, and that is holding you back. And it's full of clothes that no longer fit you, and full of garbage that if it was food, it would be moldy, and it would make you sick if you ate it. And of course, here comes another fly, right? There's always one. Well, you know what? There comes a point in time where you have to put that down. And that is your choice, and your choice only. Never mind what other people say, that you will always carry it, because you won't. Because there is a place to put that baggage. It will always exist. It's not going to disappear. But you can find a place for it and say, okay, baggage, I'm not carrying you anymore. I'm going to put you down wherever you choose. And I did a video not too long ago about making little shelves or little drawers for my bad memories and putting them there, so that I wasn't so focused on them anymore. Well, I hope you can hear that loon. And I like the idea of the baggage, because why not think about putting all of that trauma inflicted by others into a giant suitcase? Throw it all in there. And you might even want to take a piece of paper and draw one. Draw a suitcase. Draw a big square. And then right inside, and I'm just thinking this off the top of my head, right inside all that junk you experienced. And then take that piece of paper and rip it into pieces and throw it away. Put it in the garbage can. And imagine your garbage can now full of that baggage. And I like that even better, a garbage can. So for me, one issue I had to resolve was I blamed myself for much of it. I thought if I kept trying with my parents, I would figure out what was wrong with me, why they treated me so badly, because I assumed it was my fault. So the guilt was causing me to hold on to that garbage, because I was afraid if I let it go, I would never resolve it. And I had to resolve it because I thought it was my fault. But here's the thing. There is no blame. There is no fault. And people, oh, doggone it. Stop. And I'm going to keep talking. Sorry for that interruption. Some people went by and my dogs went crazy. So Shippy is now sitting on the table. I think he's guarding me. This is too cute. Look at this. And there are people in the park. It's such a beautiful day. But I want to finish talking about this, so I'm going to join both videos together. You have the ability to move past all of that garbage. And that's what I was referring to with my therapist. And maybe they do that today, because it's not about yesterday anymore. It's about putting that in either a trash can or a box, to occasionally think about for the purpose of understanding it and making it seem worthwhile, so that it can be useful to you, not something to be tormented over. And we're all different. It took me years. It might take you 1, it might take you 6 months, I don't know. But I think it's crucial that therapists understand that there's a balance between understanding our past and formulating our plans for the future. And I think it's a wonderful balance to have, because I think you need one to have the other. And the more you understand your past, the more empowered you will be for your brand new future. Because that's what I did. And I don't know, maybe that's just me. And I can talk more about it because I kind of got off track when those people walked by. But what I would really like to see from therapists, and I don't see one, I haven't seen one in years, but I think it's important that they do understand your background, and they do listen, and they do understand where you are emotionally at the present. But then there comes a time when the focus needs to turn now, on the present moment, and on the future, and what your hopes and dreams are. And take that energy that was used to focus on the past and spin it into positivity. And that, to me, is the best kind of therapist. Because that therapist wants to know, or should know, what your strengths are, and what your goals are, and what you'd like to achieve. Not focused on why you think you can't, or what has prevented you in the past, but what you can do now. And I wished I'd had someone like that in my life, because my life would have been drastically different, and I would have had someone to believe in me. Yet, a therapist who dwells on the past, to me, does not show that they believe in you. It shows that they're empathizing with you and sympathizing with you, but that's very weak. That's very weak energy. And I understand that they need to diagnose everyone so that they have something to check on, check a box for their billing and for whatever insurance you have. And I think sometimes they get stuck on that instead of looking at the bigger picture, which is your future. And for me, when I was put into a box, I thought that I would be stuck in that little box, diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder and anxiety and depression. Well, no wonder, after all I'd been through. No friggin' wonder, right? I have one brother who did take his own life because he was not able to withstand his torment. And my other brother kind of self-destructed in a different way by not caring for himself. Stop it, you guys! So I'm going to end this here because my dogs are misbehaving. And I hope this was helpful to you. Take care. I wanted to put closure to this video since I was interrupted by people just walking by. It's such a beautiful day out here. And with the dogs barking, I had to stop videoing. But I wanted to leave this person and all of you with what I feel is my best positive thought and message. And that is that put all that hurtful stuff in a bag or a trash can. And it will never leave you. It will always be there, because things still come back to me at times. And I don't think time heals all wounds. I think new beginnings and new memories help push them further from our minds. And that is an excellent way to look ahead. And had I had a therapist that helped me in that regard, it would have greatly changed my life. But I didn't, and I had to figure it out on my own, which is fine, because I did. But maybe if you're seeing a therapist, maybe they are doing that already, I don't know. But if not, maybe you could ask them, gee, let's focus on looking ahead instead of looking back. Let's focus on, instead of dwelling on the past, let's focus on how we can understand the past so we can put it in that trash can so you can be free of it. And by free, I don't mean that it's going to magically disappear, It won't. There may be people who remind you of things that have happened. There may be memories that stay stuck in your mind. There may be places or music that bring you back to those moments. And I think giving ourselves permission to feel that nostalgia or that sadness or that grief, and I hate the word healing. I hate it because I don't know if any of us truly heal. I think we just become stronger and become wiser and become more resilient. And if you think about it that way, I think that's a really positive way to look ahead. So put all that stuff somewhere and maybe ask your therapist, can we focus on understanding my past so that I can understand my past behavior? And then that way, that will help me formulate how I'm going forward. And ask that therapist, or maybe you don't even need them at this point. What are your strengths? What are your dreams? What do you want out of life? What makes you happy? What makes you passionate? What do you love? What do you really want to do? That is where you want to go. And that will keep that trash can lid on the trash can. How do I know? Because that's what I did. So I hope this helps you. And hopefully I can figure out how to edit this all together. And please feel free to ask me questions, leave your comments, and whatever you'd like to say. I love all of your comments. Take care, everyone. I hope you're all having a really great day.